not by might, not by power, by your spirit, God. We transform the marketplace, not by might, not by our power, but by the Spirit of the living God. Beloved, beloved, beloved. I'm so excited. I'm look at me stumbling over my words. I am so very, very excited to talk to you about Kingdom Business. How to secure the bag, baby, as a Kingdom entrepreneur. How to secure the bag as a Kingdom entrepreneur. Do you know that God is concerned with the marketplace? He has always been concerned with the marketplace. Did you ever notice that Jesus popped up 132 times? 122 of them were in the marketplace. Of the 52 parables, the incredible teachings that Jesus provided us, 45 of them, they got a workplace context. Part of his preparation and training to fulfill the ultimate assignment on his life included entrepreneurship. We're going to talk about the Jesus business model. Identify, connect, equip, and transform. We're going to give you the opportunity to be able to get registered for that movement. It's your boy, Coach K, your Kingdom Entrepreneur Coach. I am blessed and excited to be used by God to ignite you, to equip you, to fulfill the entrepreneurial purpose that He has placed on your life. I'm excited. Let's jump right in. We started talking about what is the Jesus come up formula. You do realize there's a Jesus come up formula. You do realize there is a particular formula, a kingdom strategy for getting the bag, baby, coming up, getting this coin. Listen, we're in a new normal. Things aren't what they used to be. The new normal is kingdom business, baby. It's not business how it used to be. It's business how it's supposed to be. The disciples, the students of Jesus, were operating in their business. Their bottom line was tanking. Businesses were closing. They were fishermen, and they had fished, doing fishing, their craft, the way that society said they were supposed to do it. And their bottom line was empty. It meant they were making $0. And so they encountered Jesus. And Jesus said, listen, I know how the world tells you to do business, but I don't want you to do it the way the world tells you to do it. I want you to do it the way I tell you to do it, the way I instruct you to do it, the way that I show you to do it. And if you trust me, and what the disciples did was, because they had developed a relationship with Jesus, they trusted him. And they said, nevertheless, it makes absolutely no sense to do things the way that you're telling us to do it, Jesus. But because we trust you, because we know that you have our best interest at heart, we're going to do what you say do. The Bible declares that because fish represented money, that the transformation that took place in the disciples' business was instantaneously. They went from zero to so much money, they couldn't even carry it themselves. In all actuality, they had to have strategic partners. We're going to talk about kingdom or entrepreneurs and strategic partnerships that you need to set up with other kingdom entrepreneurs who are in the marketplace. This is one of the reasons why you want to get registered for the movement. But they had to call one of their partners in order to help them carry the money. Otherwise, they would have sank. I mean, they were fishermen, and they had set the nets the way that they were used to. They had none, made no money. They were cleaning the nets. Jesus said, hey, listen, come out with me and kick it. Hey, listen, while we out here, throw down your nets. Do business this way that I'm telling you to do it, which is different from the way that the world is telling you to do it. They said, Jesus, this doesn't make any sense. They did it. They made more money than they could, but they started to sink. They said, hey, listen, come help me get some of this money. Would you like an instantaneous, sudden shift in the profitability of your business based on kingdom principles? Would you like to make so much money in your business that you were overwhelmed with it and you had to help somebody else? I mean, could you imagine God just opening up the windows of heaven and raining down on your business and blessing you so much that you would be blessed to be a blessing? Hold on. We're going to talk about exactly how to accomplish that in your business. I want to tell you the secret. 95% of believing entrepreneurs make one drastic mistake in their business. They deny Jesus the ability to use their business as a conduit for him in the marketplace. They forget the Old Testament principle that Moses gave when he said, listen, God gave you the skills, he gave you the talents, he gave you the abilities to own and operate your business. It was God who gave you the ability to get wealth. And if you ever put something before him, he will shut you down like he did generations before. That's what Moses said. Jesus put it this way. If you deny me in front of my people, I'll deny you in front of my Father. Now, a lot of times, let me make sure that you understand this. What an entrepreneur does is they wake up in the morning, oh Lord, thank you. They praise him. They go to work or they go to their business. You know, employees, many people are guilty of this. And at 8:58, you say, all right, Jesus, chill out here in the car. I'll see you in a little bit. And you go off to work. And you do business the way that the world tells you to do business. And then you come back at 5 o'clock in the car. You turn your face and say, Jesus, I'm back. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. And what happens is you actually fit yourself directly into the group that Jesus talked about when he said, you worship me with your lips, but your heart is far from me. Because if he did save you, if he is the Lord of your life, if you have, you know, that song, I surrender. Oh, y'all know how y'all do it, right? If you have surrendered all to him, then why do you deny him access to your business? I need you to understand that, you know, you were not created to escape the world. You were created to be used as a conduit of God to impact and change the world. The reason that you're in the position that you're in is because God wants to use you to influence that position. You're not a regular entrepreneur. You're a believing kingdom entrepreneur. And so you have to follow the believing entrepreneurial model. Otherwise, your business will never be able to flourish in the way that God designed it to. I know somebody has to unpack this for you. Let me back up. So we know that the disciples, they encountered Jesus and all of a sudden their business went up. But let's stop for a moment and let's look at Jesus as an entrepreneur. Because we look at Jesus in a lot of different capacities, but we don't always look at him as an entrepreneur. And that is something that entrepreneurs need to take a moment to reflect on in order to be inspired in your entrepreneurial journey, in order to understand the benefits that Jesus received and the benefits that you'll receive. Let's look at this if we could. So we remember that Jesus popped up and he was teaching in the temple when he was 12. Okay. And then he disappeared off the scene and we didn't hear of him again until he was 30, when he was getting baptized in the Jordan and proclaiming and beginning his earthly ministry. Cool. Now, 30, take away 12, 18. So that means that Jesus was off the scene for 18 years. Doing what, coach? Getting trained, getting prepared for his bigger mission. I want you to understand that entrepreneurship was a major part of that training. Coach, I didn't read that in the Bible. Oh, I've been in there the whole time. Let me help you. So Jesus's father, Joseph, was a carpenter. Joseph died. We don't know exactly when, but we know that Joseph died. And we know that based on Jewish tradition, Jesus would have had to step up and become the financial provider for his household. In order to facilitate that responsibility, he would have had to utilize the entrepreneurial skills of carpentry that he had learned as an apprentice to his father. Apprentice, student, mentor, mentee. Follow the model. It works. And so he learned from his father. His mother died, or his father died. He had to step up and become an entrepreneur. Let's look at what this meant. That meant that Jesus worked with his hands. He had a craft. He had to learn and develop that craft. He also had to build chairs. Can you imagine having a chair made by Jesus? Can you imagine having a table made by Jesus? Jesus made doors. He fixed doors. He made house calls. He picked up broke stuff, brought it back to his father's workshop, fixed it, and took it back. He had to deal with customer service. He charged his customers. Didn't overcharge them. Didn't do stuff for free. Well, I'm assuming he did, some charity work, but, he had some pro bono stuff. He had to charge. He had to charge a fair market rate. He did business with integrity and morality. Didn't overinflate his numbers. Watch this. This is what really stood out to me when I was, reflecting on this. Jesus, even though he was Jesus, right? Jesus is Jesus, right? Jesus is Jesus. Jesus, oh, Jesus. But think about something. Jesus is Jesus, right? But Jesus, known all around the world, but his entrepreneurial reputation never went beyond Nazareth. You missed it. Nazareth, is any good thing come from Nazareth? Nazareth was despised. Nazareth was the hood. Jesus was going to make a global impact, has made a global impact, but he never qualmed about the fact that his entrepreneurial reputation didn't blow up. Now watch this, because here's why this is important. Because a lot of times you have global influence. God is preparing you to change the world. However, don't despise small beginnings. Jesus, he was an incredible leader. All entrepreneurs are leaders, right? Everything rises and falls on leadership. And you're the leader of your business, so everything rises and falls on you. And so be willing to look at Jesus as an entrepreneur, but we also want to extract the leadership principles that are there as well. Jesus, technically, in the spiritual realm, outranked his earthly parents, right? I mean, indulge me. Let me make the point. However, Jesus submitted to their leadership and didn't gripe and moan about doing things that were, somewhat beneath him. You are the savior of the world. But he made his bed. He did his chores. He didn't qualm about it. He was accepting of the place that he was in his business, understanding that place was a part of the training and preparation to prepare him for his greater assignment and purpose in the earth. Boom. Okay, why do you do that? Because I coach a lot of entrepreneurs. And a lot of times, okay, I'm supposed to, but I got to do the little thing now. Watch this. Because how you are over a little is how you'll be over a lot. Rock out with your boy. And so, we look at Jesus as his entrepreneur, as him getting trained, and entrepreneur being an aspect of his training. I think, the Wilmington Mass Choir has that song. What is it? He's preparing me, right? For something that I can't handle right now. He's preparing me, right? He's making me ready. He's preparing me. Comes in my... Come on, let's pray for a moment. 30 seconds. Preparing me. Because he cares for me. He's maturing me. Because he cares for me. Listen, so the songwriter said it right there. He's preparing me. He's maturing me. He cares for me. And so he's got to give me circumstance situations to prepare me for later. Watch this. There's levels to it. Okay, so rock out with your boy. So we look at the fact that God is concerned with the marketplace. He's using his kingdom kid to transform the marketplace. He trains Jesus in the marketplace as an entrepreneur. Jesus then begins his earthly ministry, which is going to transform the world. And Jesus doesn't go to the seminaries. He doesn't go to the the masjid, the synagogue, the church. He doesn't go to any of the religious centers. He goes to the marketplace. And the change agents that Jesus picks are all entrepreneurs. I know, just my head exploded too, right? The Jesus's transformation squad were all entrepreneurs. Everybody that he picked that he felt as though was equipped, that was prepared to be a change agent of the world, was an entrepreneur. And he trained them inside of the marketplace. Let's look at this model. I believe that the kingdom moves in three. So I'm going to extract three aspects of this because I believe that God's going to encounter you, transform your business, and then use you in this same way. So if we look at it, those that Jesus called, that he used, that he equipped, that he sent out into the world to impact the world, he met them really in the marketplace. Jesus, 95% of his conversations with people were in the marketplace. He knew that people would be more susceptible to his message of empowerment, of personal development, of character development, of a bigger purpose for their life, because God had a bigger purpose for their life, of real freedom in God in the marketplace, because that was the place that they were comfortable in. He knew that God had given each and every single person a particular area of gifting, a particular area of dominion, and that these people exchanged their gifts in the marketplace. So they were comfortable in the marketplace. Key point, first point, coincidentally, Jesus met all of his disciples in the marketplace. He encountered them in the marketplace. This is imperative because Jesus, God, nor Jesus, nor any of his disciples never called you a member of anything. God, Jesus, or any of his disciples, any of his students never called you a Christian. It was in Acts, the 11th chapter, in the 26th verse, that the idolaters, the disciples were in Antioch. The idolaters are anybody who places anything above the one true living God. Listen, don't point the finger, okay? Because you can be an idolater. I'm coming back. Now, because you might put your business in front of God instead of letting God use your business. I'm going to come right back to that. But idolaters, see, they saw Jesus's disciples moving in the marketplace in Antioch. And they said, wow, you move like him, you shift like him, you empower like him, you equip like him, you transform like him, you almost like a little him. You like a little Christian. So they called them Christians. Now, there were some people who weren't actually about the work, weren't actually about the way. And what's that catch-all thing Grandma used to say? If you can't beat them, join them. They said, oh, Christians. And they took it and they ran with it. Now, let me get back to this point where I said idolaters, because I brought that up earlier. Because Moses, we talking about gifting. Moses talked about gifting. He talked about your business. He talked about you in the marketplace. He said in Deuteronomy 8, because he said, listen, here's what the generation before did. They didn't recognize all the blessings that God had given them. So they got stuck in the wilderness. But as you move into this next realm of destiny, this next realm of the promise that God has on you, as you go into this new generational wealth, as you go into this global marketplace, as you experience wealth that you haven't experienced before in your life, right? As you get barns that overflow, all this is talking about money. He says, don't forget that it was God who gave you the talents. It was God who gave you the skills. It was God who gave you the ability. It was God who gave you the foresight. It was God who gave you the courage. It was God who gave you the faith. It was God who gave you the belief. It was God who gave you the attitude to walk out on your boss in the first place. It was God. It was God. It was God. It was God who gave you the power to get wealth. Why? So he could keep the promise. The promised land. So he keep the promise he made with your fathers. But don't ever put something in front of him. Otherwise, he'll shut you down like he did generations before you. Don't put what the world says in front of God. I made this mistake myself. Don't put the fact that well, people say don't talk about your faith and your business in front of God. Don't put, you this particular client ain't gonna like it in front of God. Don't put, well, don't put none of that, because if you put it in front of God, technically it becomes an idol. Trust God to reign and explode in your business. Because, and this is the example, and this is why I use that example of the disciples, because you can do business the way that the world says do business. This is what the disciples were doing. They were doing business the way that the world said do business, and they were coming up empty. It's a new normal. It's a new market circumstance and situation, market condition, whatever you want to call it. And a lot of people, businesses are tanking if they're still in business. So you want to know, okay, what secret to success do you have for me? What can I do that can guarantee the success of my business? What can I do that can have God? Let's look at God's relation to your business. Let's look at how God views your business. Is your business valuable to God? Is it effective to God? Is it a conduit for God? Is it available for God? Or do you shut it down because you care more about somebody else's opinion than God? Because technically, if you put that person's opinion or whatever it is that keeps you from showcasing God in your business, technically you make that an idol. Boom, I don't want to do that. Let me come back. So they met Jesus in the marketplace. They encountered Jesus in the marketplace. They developed a not religious affiliation with Jesus in the marketplace, but a relationship with Jesus in the marketplace. Hey, Jesus, what's up? Hey, man, come kick it with me. They kicked it with him. As they developed the relationship, and think about how you develop a relationship. Think about you and your boo, right? There was a lot of prospects out there. You dated, you did whatever, but your boo became your boo because you spent time. So as they spent time with Jesus, where did they get to spend time with Jesus at? In the marketplace. As they spent time with Jesus in the marketplace, their relationship with him strengthened, and they realized that the things that Jesus was doing was in their best interest. So when Jesus gave them an instruction for their business, they trusted it. They didn't fight it. When they trusted it, they let their nets down. All of a sudden, they experienced the abundant increase. That's that yoke language, right? You'll look at them. What is that? Proverbs 14:4, second part. Much increase comes from the ox. Jesus is the ox. That's why he says, come to me, all ye who are heavy burdened, right? And I'm going to give you rest. You burden in your business. You burden with your marketing. You burden with your relationship development. You burden with all aspects of your business, and you're trying to figure it out. And Jesus said, listen, stop. Come to me. Okay? All who heavy burden, and I'm going to give you rest. Take my yoke. What's a yoke? A yoke is an apparatus where, watch this, what's the yoke doing? It's yoking two ox together. A young ox with a mature ox, so that the mature ox can teach the young ox how to plow. Plowing is preparing for the harvest. Now, where does the harvest come from? It comes, watch this, Proverbs 14:4, it comes from the ox. Jesus is the ox. Much increase comes from Jesus. You trying to figure out how to get the bag. You trying to figure out how to come up. You trying to figure out how to get the coin. You get the coin in Christ. But you are trying to do it the world's way. The world ain't going to do it for you, baby. But if you exalt God in your business, going to blow up your bank account. You know why? He going to get glory from it. I promise you. Try it. Just try it. Woo! Listen, anyway. They encountered him in the marketplace. They trusted him in the marketplace. Now watch this. Other people were watching them like other people are watching you. When other people saw them make the Jesus shift in their business, the kingdom shift in their business, watch this. Because as they were cleaning their nets on the side of the bank, People were watching them. Oh, watch this. You guys had a good catch today, huh? Making all that money. What's up with your little business? Oh, I thought you were going to be raking in the dollars by now. Woo! Look at all them profits you got. Taunting them. Then they made the shift with Jesus. All of a sudden, people seen him coming back with piles of money. Man, come up. Folk like, oh my God, what happened? I trusted Jesus. I stopped denying him and implemented him in my business, and look at my bank account and look at what happens. Now watch, now I gave you the story. And then what happened is, I want you to realize something. Because of the fact that I want you to realize these 3 points that were inside of the story the way I gave it to you. They met Jesus in the marketplace and developed a relationship with Jesus in the marketplace. They followed the instructions of Jesus in the marketplace and experienced a sudden shift of abundance and high profitability in their business in the marketplace. And then, because all this took place in the marketplace, people seen them in the marketplace, seen what happened in the marketplace, it was extremely easy for them to witness to other people in the marketplace. Watch this. It just became natural. They did it effortlessly. It wasn't a particular like outreach or special thing. Hey, you guys, we're going to go evangelize. No, it was a way of life. And based on that way of life, that's how they lived their life, and that's how God used them to transform the marketplace. Watch this. Because when Jesus left them, when he went on high, sat on the right hand of the Father with all power and all dominion and authority. Yeah. Woo! All right. I got happy. You ain't get happy? You need to. But anyway, let me. We're going to work on that at another time. Because that need to get you excited. But like, I don't even know the but, like, because but kind of discount the last point. In addition to, let me say it that way, because all the meaning thought, you missed it. But see, because in 2 Ephesians, the 6th chapter, God said, on the first chapter, on the first verse, he said, you were also dead. We did a whole bunch of stuff. But God, in the 6th verse, he said, God also raised us to sit with him. That means that he at the right hand of the Father with all authority and dominion, and we sit with him. That we got all authority. Lord have mercy. Let me say, focus. Now, once he sits there, his students then go out to transform the marketplace. They participate in what's called the book of they're referred to as the apostles now, and the apostles, their activities are recorded in the books of. The activities of the apostles, also referred to as the book of Acts. Now, coincidentally, for our case study as entrepreneurship from a kingdom standpoint, these apostles who experienced this transformation in their business, walking with Jesus, talking with Jesus, ministering to people in the marketplace on behalf of Jesus when Jesus leaves, they don't change. They continue. How do we know? Inside of the book of Acts, there are 22 demonstrations of power, 22 examples of incredible power. 21 of them, all of them take place in the marketplace or impact the marketplace. 21 of them, 21 of them take place outside of traditional religious settings. All 20 of the 22 that take place of the power exchanges that take place inside of the book of Acts, 21 of them take place outside of the traditional religious context. And the one that does still impacts the marketplace. Which one was that? That was the one in Acts 3. The one in Acts 3, remember Acts 2 was Pentecost. Acts 3 was the guy who, remember he had the thing in his ankles. Well, after he was healed, he was jumping, he didn't have the thing in his ankles. Well, okay, how did that impact the marketplace? Because the Bible said prior to being healed, he was carried. Once he was healed, he didn't have to be carried anymore. So the people who carried him were now unemployed, and therefore this exchange still impacted the marketplace. These people were used to being used by God to impact the marketplace, and it wasn't something special. It was a way of life. I just want to point that out. Now, let's look at this model really simplistically. They were identified. Jesus said, who are they? They're identified. They're connected with other kingdom entrepreneurs. As they're hanging out with Jesus, they are then equipped. And that equipping is to further their progress along the journey that God has for their life in the marketplace. And that in and of itself is what transforms the marketplace. Identify, connect, equip, transform. Let me make this movement very simple to you, because God is still transforming the marketplace. A lot of people in business are talking about, listen, the chambers of commerce are shut down, the SBA ain't there, and I gotta launch my business, I'm not getting no help. Kingdom business owners are exploding. They're experiencing tremendous profitability because they're glorifying God in this moment, and God is doing what God can do in a way that only God can do it. Here's this formula. Identify. Are you a believing entrepreneur? Do you want to glean from these type of reflections on Jesus and impact them or apply them to your business? Do you want to be used by God to transform the marketplace? Do you believe in God and an entrepreneur and just need help in your business? Does your business provide a product and service that can be beneficial to other businesses? Are you a believer and not an entrepreneur? Are you an aspiring entrepreneur? Are you an entrepreneur? This is this new term that they have for employees. So are you a kingdom marketplace leader? Are you a kingdom entrepreneur? If you are, then you're identified. We want to identify you and connect you with the body of kingdom entrepreneurs and other marketplace leaders and kingdom aspiring entrepreneurs, right? And so we want to connect you. Why? So we can share ideas, tools, resources. I'm quite sure that you have a valuable product and service that people can patronize, but they don't know you exist. I'm quite sure that in our constituency, in our body of believers, that we have some other kingdom entrepreneurs that you could patronize, but you don't know that they exist. So there has to become a platform where everybody can be able to meet each other and develop relationships with each other and share ideas and products and patronize each other and all of that fun, cool stuff that goes along with that. And so God has allowed us to create it so that he can get some glory from it. Boom. On this platform, you'll also, as I mentioned, get ideas and information, tools, resources, strategies, trainings, things to assist you in your business. And so we'll equip you to become more profitable in your business. And so that in and of itself, by identifying you, by connecting you with other entrepreneurs, kingdom entrepreneurs, by equipping you with the things that you need to be successful in your business, I believe in the depth of my being that God's going to get glory because we're going to transform the marketplace for God. And so we're transforming the marketplace by a fourfold formula. It's Jesus's fourfold formula. It's identify, connect, equip, and transform. And so if you are a kingdom entrepreneur, you've now been identified. Click the link below or go to kingdombusinessregistration.com. Click the link, click the link, click the link, click the link down there, up here, wherever it's at, over there. Click the link and get registered. Why? So we can do business with you. We can patronize you, and we can love on you, and we can empower you, and we can equip you to be a conduit of God, and so that you can be used by him to transform the marketplace. Listen, I love you, I love you, I love you. You can't do nothing about it. Go on to lay your boy back. It's your boy, Coach K. Listen, there is a magnanimous assignment on your life, okay? God has given you this business for a reason, okay? And there are some people that in this moment, the only Jesus they will ever encounter is you. You have been strategically placed and assigned by God as a kingdom entrepreneur. Allow him to use you. I promise you, Jesus' words are true. I know in your business, you're like, hey, I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to do this. I got to do that. Listen to Jesus. He said, don't worry about that stuff. Seek first the kingdom. Okay? Seek first to fulfill the assignment on your life. And all that other stuff, God will add to you. Seek first to fulfill the purpose of the business God has allowed you to be a steward of. Seek that first. Seek first to utilize it as a conduit of him in the marketplace. And all those other things, he'll add to you. I promise, I promise, I promise. Trust Jesus. Trust Jesus. Trust Jesus. And he gonna get you that coin, baby. Like, think about it. Think about it. The disciples were struggling in their business. They weren't making no money. They just did that one little thing. And all of a sudden, what a come up. You want to come up? Try Jesus. It worked for me. If it worked for me, I think it'll work for you. Just try it. Click the link, get registered. Let me know all about your business. And so we can patronize you because you're doing some fabulous things. Love you, love you, love you. Can't do nothing about it. Gonna love you for you back. Got any questions? Leave them in the comment section. I'm in Chicago, baby. Let me know where you at. Let me know where you at. And let me know what your business is. What do you do? What product and service do you offer? And how can I patronize you? What's your website where I go to spend that coin, baby? Because I want to support you in your business. Do me a favor. Pay it forward and you support another Kingdom entrepreneur. Love you. Go get that money. Go get that coin. Go get that bag. But make sure you go get that glory for God.